I want you to start texting now, because those texts are going to get you to the network that's going to get you to the next level. I know, because I'm Dr. J.
And I'm Dr. C.
And thank you for watching A Two Doc Minds.
Thank you for watching. We are talking today about texting. Yes, we had a previous video, Dr. J, where we told you to stop texting. But we're going to switch a little bit here and we're going to say start texting. So today, why are we telling you to text when in previous videos we told you not to text? Well, the idea is to increase your network by using your phone. So essentially, instead of taking that time away and saying I'm texting and distracting from my goals, or I'm using the phone to not really produce and be productive, we're telling you to do the opposite.
Absolutely.
We're telling you to say, I'm going to text and I'm going to build more connections. I'm going to use my phone as a tool to be more successful.
Absolutely. So we're going to give you some techniques on what you can do to be more successful with your phone. But before we do that, we want you to like,
comment,
and subscribe,
and hit that notification bell
so that you can get this content fresh when it hit the street, so that you can learn and grow with us.
Absolutely. So let's get into it. So about 20 years ago, in order to build connections, you needed to what, Dr. J? You needed to walk the pavement, knock doors down, use your Rolodex.
You remember when folks used to say, get your resume, go walk the avenue, and go into stores and give it to folks.
And hope somebody calls you.
Yes, I hope somebody's ready to do an interview. You had to walk the streets, literally walk the streets and do it.
Yeah, you would submit your resume. You would call and say, have you reviewed my resume? Are there openings? What do you think about what I gave you? And then you would wait for a letter in the mail to see if they hired you or not. And more than likely, if that envelope was thin, it was probably bad news. But, that's how it was back then.
Correct.
But now we have technology.
The internet.
The internet.
Yes.
Now, when I was young, we had the internet too, but not on this level.
Yeah, it's a different version. There was no TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, none of that existed.
No, but we're talking about texting today. So how can we use our phone while we text? Because a lot of people text. They don't email as much anymore. They don't, send snail mail. It's texting. It's quicker. It's faster. It's adaptable. You can almost, I think, delete or recall some of your texts. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But for this conversation, we're going to see what we can do and how we can start texting to build connections.
Yeah, because the internet has no barriers right now, right? Meaning the world is your oyster.
Yes, it is.
Right? So whether I'm texting or filling out an application on my phone or doing networking on my phone, right? Or getting invited to networking functions before on my phone, I'm not just doing it on a local or regional level now. I'm doing it on a national and international level now. Right now, I can go online and apply for a job and get a call Monday for a job in Japan.
Yeah.
Because it's as simple as a click away on my phone. And that's how technology has changed. You now can leverage it for the good. So when we said stop texting, that was just sitting around texting and not being productive. But those cell phones can be very useful if you use it.
If you know how to use it.
Absolutely, Dr. C.
You have to not fall into those pitfalls that we talked about in other videos. Yeah, we're talking about how you are distracted and you at times get bored. We talked about boredom as well, and how these things can not aid in your progression, in your career, in your academic goals, building your skill set, actually utilizing your whole life efforts to have the most quality of life possible. So texting can be a very strategic thing that you can use, but you have to apply it in an appropriate manner.
Absolutely, and it's critical that you do that. So what do you need to do?
Okay, let's first start with ways to prepare for online networking using your phone.
All right.
Okay, so you have to optimize your profile.
Yes.
What does that look like?
So you create a compelling compelling profile
Yes.
online. So when you look at my LinkedIn profile, you see a nice picture, hopefully,
Yes.
right? You have an executive summary.
Yeah.
You have my list of experiences. You got my list of education. You got references. You got my certifications. So you see all those things geared to attracting people to say, hey, I want to meet you.
Yeah.
Right? I want to get an opportunity to hire you. Or I just want to get an opportunity to know you.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what it does. And that's not just LinkedIn. It's Facebook, it's Twitter, it's Instagram. And always make sure that when you're communicating positive thoughts, positive messages, because people will watch you.
Yeah.
They're trying to see who you are. So make sure you keep it professional and keep it positive.
Yeah, your constructive thoughts and your critical analysis of anything maybe can save and tabled for a later conversation, but definitely keeping it upbeat, keeping it where people are feeling good about the content that you're posting is very important. And you mentioned, Dr. J, that in your LinkedIn profile, you have your past work experience, you have, probably the places that you've traveled. You also have the people that you associate with with you on LinkedIn. So that tells a lot about you as well.
Yeah.
The people who you hang around is essentially who you are.
Birds of a feather
Flock together.
come on now.
Be cognizant of who you keep company with because those people are going to provide information for all your viewers and how you start to build your profile. And I think building your profile also, Dr. J, is telling your story.
Oh, my goodness.
And I think telling your story is so important. We all have a very interesting story, and we should share the parts that really attract people to us so we can finally get to that point where we feel comfortable about sharing who we are as a whole.
Yeah, and I learned so much about being a storyteller, especially when you wrote many papers around it, because you did a lot of work, Dr. C, in your doctoral studies on the mastery and the art of storytelling. Telling your story. Everybody has a unique journey. Your journey is no more important or less important than anyone else. Don't care where they're at in life.
Everybody has
be strong, be confident, and tell your story. And people will be attracted to your story.
And that takes confidence.
Yeah.
And it also takes, the belief in yourself. So that's why we're talking today about utilizing this one thing. That's your phone for positive, not for bad,
Correct.
if you will.
So what is something else, Dr. C, that our audience can use to really help them elevate via their cell phone?
Okay. So participating in groups and discussions.
Ooh.
Again,
those forums.
Yeah, the forums, they're a very good tool to get to the people that you normally don't have access to. But this is a time where you, again, have to be strategic about how you engage this particular method and mode of communication.
Yep. It was interesting. I was in a previous job. It had to have been about 7 or 8 years ago. I was in a group forum, and it was about innovation in IT. And one night, I was bored. I was reading the comments, and I wrote, some of the things that, as a company and as an organization, that we were doing innovative in IT. About 2 or 3 months later, I get invited to an event in San Francisco to talk about that story based upon someone reading that comment. And then after that, I got a huge job offer, and you know about it, in Sacramento. I won't say who, but it's at the highest level of Sacramento, and it was just because I sent one text.
Yeah.
It was a very, very powerful job.
Yeah, but you took the time to think about what you were posting.
Yep.
You took the time to make sure that you were pushing yourself forward in a manner that people would be attracted to you.
Yep.
And you, of course, kept your level head and professional profile as a key technique to get yourself out there and take advantage of that opportunity.
Yeah, and I was posting it to people that was like-minded thinking.
Like-minded thinkers, yeah.
People that were professionals like me, and people that had appreciated that work. So no matter what you're doing, whether it's food, whether it's customer service, whether it's networking, whether it's marketing, get into those forums. Participate, be in the discussion. You never know where the opportunities will pop up.
And just to layer that off with this one more important thing I think people leave out, you don't just have to network in your own field.
Yep.
You should go cross industry. Cross industry will allow you to expose yourself to not only the people that's going to help you move your industry skills forward, but also you get to partner with others and learn about how we all as a business community can work together to move everyone forward.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Have you ever walked in a room and say, my profession is social media marketing, right? And then I walked in the room with people that are engineers.
Yeah.
And they're speaking different languages. But sometimes going in that room and speaking your language may be a little bit different than theirs, but being comfortable with being uncomfortable and sharing and growing and learning is some of the best things that can happen to you.
Absolutely. That is some good advice. And so our last idea around using phones and to start texting is to be consistent.
Yes.
Anything that you do, anything that I've done, anything that Dr. J has done, the one thing that always pops up in our success model is consistency.
Correct. Discipline.
You have to have the discipline and the consistency, or you won't see the
results.
You probably won't. Now, I don't want to say as a flat out, you won't see anything, but there is a high likelihood if you don't apply yourself and continuously keep that constant pace and make sure that you stay on top of your game all the time, you more than likely won't experience the results that you need to see.
Yeah. No, and that's key. Consistency is key. And we're going to consistently drop this content for you so that we as a team, we as a community can continue to grow because we love dropping this content so that we all can continue to grow. And that's why we want you to like,
comment,
subscribe,
and hit that notification bell
so that you can get this content.
Yes.
Because I'm Dr. J.
And I'm Dr. C.
And we want you to continue to watch A Two Doc Minds.